Oops, false start. Hi everyone, I am Tara and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel Spiritual Talk with Spirit Mother. Today we're going to talk about spirituality and like what it means to me. And it's, as you know, it's the soul, the spirit. So it's the oneness, it's the heart, the connection. For a few days I've been wanting to talk about it, but I was kind of getting sidetracked in some ways. Not because I didn't want to do it, but because a lot of things were just kind of all over the place. However, today was an awesome experience. I always wanted to go to like the art of the crafts, like the energy healing, Reiki, the spirituality aspect of it, the healing, the crystals, the stones, and most of it was the actual connection, being able to connect with other people who understand. And we're all coming into that aspect of the spirituality part of it because we're coming into it at different time frames. And there's periods where we're into it and then we're out of it because we're kind of back and forth. Like it's almost like somebody throwing shade on you. You start to become more open. And then if somebody throws a curve, it kind of sets us back sometimes. I spoke to other people today, kind of with regards to some of their experiences, and I met this beautiful young woman. I met they were all beautiful young men and women. Okay, and this young woman, I was talking to her, and I was asking her about like if she's able to make the forehead tiaras, and I did speak in the light language, and she said that she could, and she started speaking at some, but she was very nervous, and it would close off on her, and it was her throat chakra. And I was talking with her, and I like, it was good, really good to feel her energy and to feel everyone else's energy in there. It was, once you're able to understand like the energy aspect of it, okay, some of you can resonate with the fact of being an empath or what have you. Well, being an empath, that is the part of being connected in a way where you're feeling others' energy, whether it be good or stagnant or just wherever it may be, and you're feeling it because you feel anxiety sometimes. Well, it's a matter of figuring out, okay, why am I feeling anxiety? I have nothing to be full of anxiety over. Okay, so in that moment, what you're experiencing is you're experiencing somebody else's energy around you or someone you are connected to. Okay, so when you feel that, because there's a lot of us out there that do feel it, and and today I actually found out that there are more people around that are spiritually connected than what I thought. It's just I have to get out there. I was told today it was said to me a couple times at the art of craft fair today. I was said that I should have had my own table, but I'm very shy in that aspect of like, just like kind of having my own table, I'm more of the aspect of getting up there and just sauntering along and just start talking to people now. I was like, there's that aspect of me that has that feeling of like, no, don't get out there. Like, they're not going to accept us. Like, you're too much for them, or what have you. And I know that's part of it. That's an aspect of me, because that's how I grew up feeling, especially after I come into my abilities, my uniqueness. And we all have a uniqueness. I met quite a few people there today, and it was awesome. And I spoke to them for a long time, and it felt good to have someone else that is with the same understanding and the same knowing, and people that's not afraid of the unknown. You're only afraid of the unknown because of the way it is put to you. Oh, skina akahaskiteme noi lekatadariaskototaina klepotoriatai skirito. Ti skilemanegra sklemarkoria paia suietale situtukata integriatai toin. So it's okay, yes. So it's some people would look at me and say, well, I don't want to be like you. Holy crap. Like, you're just like right out there. Well, yeah, I am. And it feels good. Like I said before, I have the hard stuff that comes in. I have different energies because I feel it intensely. I have my good moments and my good days more often than not. When I first started doing this, it was like I didn't know what my body was going through. And it got scary at times, because it wasn't like I really had somebody to run to, but I had a collective that was helping me through mind, body, spirit, soul. We were connected, and they were able to help me through, to help me understand what my body was going through, what I was going through as a whole: soul, body, spirit, mind, heart, everything. Just everything was all connecting. And I'm not saying that it is easy to like, we all can channel if we open ourselves up to channeling. So it helps the communication. Okay. Sometimes you are channeling different people from realms, dimensions, galaxies, and spirits of your ancestors, of your family that's passed. And as I stated before, when you start hearing that and they say it's this specific person, well, you ask them only something that really that they would know. Okay. And I know that sometimes I get the aspects that come in that try to fool. Hikria mokrina sanakanukuya la shale ole pilatoria satayano kutitai. Okay. And just like, get back. Keep going. Right. I laugh, and it's not so much that it's funny in that aspect. It's like, it's funny because I know what some of you are thinking of me, and that's okay. Because if I were looking at me right now and I wasn't understanding something, then I would be kind of wondering if I needed to go in the hospital or not. But like I said, I've already been there 3 times in less than a year, and they told me that I am diagnosed as unexplained, which is good with me because if I'm a misfit, then that's me. But in actuality, we all feel like a misfit in a lot of ways. Not just a certain group of people, because they show their differences. Niaska me akataina. Sikutulaya sila euroye. Kipitona sikitina. Shleo le preata kriotoi. It's like these things that have on our face right now. That muffled me, right? It's like, hey, you can't be who you are. You can't speak who you are. You can't exhibit or show who you are. So we're gonna mask you up. I'm not saying like I'm using it. Well, I'm what have you. Think it as you want. But I'm masking up. Take the mask off. Take it off and put it aside. We don't need it. Because it's okay to be who we are. And that's part of the spirituality of it, the spiritual aspect of being with yourself and not like they say you got to participate. You don't have to participate in the crap because it just fuels more crap. So it's kind of be who you are. If you are in that aspect of politics, I guess you're there. But be able to observe it opposed to feeling it. Because when you feel all the negativity, it's what's making us sick. Because it builds up and it builds up and can't move it. So we say we have these diseases, what have you. And it's crippling. It's suffocating sometimes. If not for some, it feels like it's all the time. But once we start looking at ourselves, this is what my channel is more or less about. It's us being able to look at ourselves, our own behaviors, our own actions, our own words, are the things that we've done, whether it be good or bad, and not blaming the bad things on something or someone else. Things happen. And I'm not making light of it because there is there's light to be had, but that's not the light that I'm talking about, because it builds up and it creates more negative energy when we're unable to deal with the shadows, the pain, the regret, the remorse, the just all that is negative. Our heads, our minds keep telling us, like some of us, like, you can't do that. You're not good enough. You're not this. I'm here to tell you, you are way more than what you really know. And you realize that when you start coming into your spirituality and you're caring about yourself. But as you start to care about yourself, you start to understand people around you. And when you start to understand people around you, it helps you to grow even more. I'm not a big card reader. I'm not I don't tell fortunes or anything like that. I am psychic and stuff, but I use it for different. It's more, I use it to totally connect with the person so that I can feel and understand what they're feeling. And today it was really nice to meet the young woman because I connected to her. And I showed her some things that she didn't know. And she has things to offer me. It's the being connected, because everybody is able to do this together. And when we start separating, it's like separating from ourselves. So when we get okay, yeah. So when we get separated from ourselves, our own feelings, our own frustrations, it reflects out to other people. And that's why, like, you notice that, like, you go in a room and energy or something, things can seem fine, and then all of a sudden it's like something changes in the room and you feel it. I felt that today, and I was explaining it to someone while I was standing there of what was happening. Right now, I'm feeling someone, and I'm connected to them, and their throat chakra is it's coming up, and excuse me. Kuskule noela kale tale tu purana setetia tai ki tu se ankoi sikatale kim aka huskale holi ekriai mukome me kim kanai ki ta suatan ki pituli tale selele ekriai huskaya kai. This is a big part of my spirituality, my awakening. We're in Earth School. Okay, we're in a lot of different things right now. We're in Earth School, so we're learning, and some are learning by reading, by writing. Some are learning, like, we're all learning in different ways, and I just happen to be a visual audio experience. So I said that I was never good in school, like this school that they put you in right now. I'm not talking Earth School. I'm talking about, like, the foolish school, the school that just isn't for your higher good, because it's not teaching the skills that we need to be learning. Si kieskia hangomokokaya emekitoile sele tuturituria tarium pushke atayeskri. So getting light. You okay? Yep. Shifting. Train, yep. I've told people before that, like, when I'm doing something like this and then all of a sudden the train appears, it's shifting. Things are moving and shifting, excuse me. Yep. Okay. I was talking about school. Okay, and how like they don't teach us things that we really need to know. Like life, the old ways, how to garden and stuff like that. Because we were all very independent. And I had somebody say the other night that like they wish now that they knew then what they know now because they would have had 20 kids. Because he is right. The aspect of people farming, it was made dirty. I used to go to, when I went to school, there was this young fella. He'd get on the bus. His family was pig farmers. He'd get on the bus. He wouldn't smell the greatest. He would smell like pig. You're in the country, okay? And he's a farmer. And people would make fun of him. It's like, he's one of those people helping to put food in your mouth. But we don't. We don't look at it that way because we're too quick to say about someone's appearance. Today, when I was at the fair, there was this young woman in there, and she was selling elf ears, and I thought that was so cool. And there was a young woman sitting with her friend, and she had the elf ears on, and I knew, like, she herself in the lifetime that she likes, she was an elf. And it was so cool to see her being who she was, because that's what we're supposed to be doing, whether people think we're a misfit or not, because nobody is a misfit. Because no matter who you are, we're all unique in different ways, and that is awesome. God didn't make God, source, creator, however you may refer, did not make a cookie cutter. We're all made individually. But we are one because we come from the same. But not a cookie cutter that looks identical. So, spirituality and physical health all intertwined together. Science, God, source, creator, it all fits together. And it all pertains to actual spirituality. Being one with your one with yourself, so that you may become one with others. This journey can go different ways for everyone. Some people have an easy path for their journey, because we all chose our path, and we've already lived this. That's why there's so many deja vus, and that's why it's like awakening to yourself, to your higher self, not a persona mask that somebody had you put on. Cimiento con mo de cadena kriya shkwe. Sulemene ketiatain. Sikito tareas kria krima kai. Tushkle kriai. Kriai. So I would love to hear what spirituality is to you and how your spiritual journey has been. And when you're feeling the different energies and they feel very intense, you can, as I said before, put your hands like that, okay? And like that, because what you're doing, this young woman found out today, that it pushes, like when energy's coming in, it's like compacting and compacting. Center. So you center yourself again, and you push the energy out from each side, and then you bring yourself to self, and you'll feel it. Where you feel it is right in the center, your heart. Okay. Yeah, I have energy coming up here, so somebody's moving. Like they're nervous. There's something happening. Can you bring it up? I'm was just telling someone that I'm feeling someone's energy. They're right in the solar plex, and it's kind of it's wanting to move through. It's trying to get over the fear, and it's starting to release the fear, which would be a shadow version of itself. The airway's getting clearer. I'm starting to breathe now. Get it? Yep. It's coming up. Yeah, it's like bringing almost like a mucusy plug sensation through with it. It's like great. It's almost like they have a lodge. It's okay to speak. It's okay. I know you. It's like great. How are you feeling? Come on. So you're moving forward. It's okay. You don't need to be afraid. It's okay. Just give it time. Yeah. 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 Okay. Um, this is my part of spirituality, and it happens no matter where I am. And if I look foolish or I look out to lunch, crazy, what have you, that's your opinion. Because the thing is, as long as I know what's happening, that's all that's important to me. I love being around people. I don't like sitting by myself, and sometimes I have to sit by myself. But when I get around people, I'm able to connect and understand them a lot more. And when you start understanding people a lot more, you start seeing the beauty within them because you look past the exterior. But everyone is a beautiful soul, a beautiful person. They may have a, a cold heart sometimes, or sometimes they appear to have a cold heart all the time. But it's like, I used it before thinking of the movie The Grinch. But in a lot of aspects, he had it right because to him, it was everybody thought it was about the gifts. So when you feel a certain way and somebody else feels another way, you tend to put a block up in your heart. That's where the cold comes from. You put a block because it's not, it's like, how dare you? Or like, I like, it's like, go take your elsewhere in but that's just who I am. And that's how I feel. And when I think about spirituality, and everybody looks at it differently. But in the end, it comes back to the same. We just see it from different angles, different time. We feel it differently. We experience it differently. We hear it differently. And it's all on what frequency you're on. It's like the radio. I tune in sometimes and tune out other times. But I'm not afraid to show the emotion that I'm experiencing from the people that I'm connecting with. And it's also my emotions too, because I'm feeling for them. And it does, yes, it gets intense. But as days go by, minutes and everything, I learn more and more how to deal with it. And if you feel you have anxiety, like I said, figure out, is there a reason for you to be having anxiety? Because a lot of the time, it's not always your own anxiety, especially in a time now. because there's so much different energies and feelings, so much different information coming out. But once you start looking within and letting things go, then you start seeing things for what it really is. And when you start seeing things for what it really is, and it's like we concentrate too much on the negative aspects of stuff because we're always waiting for that next thing to happen. And it's like, stop waiting. Stop saying what if, because what if could be creating what you don't want to happen. Because your mindset is there. And some people don't understand that. But I want you to actually sit down and think of a time when you thought that way. And it happened. And a time when you thought a different way, a better way. And the better outcome happened. Because things that we think we can, things that we think, we could already be doing it. Some of us are doing things and we're not aware of it because we just don't. It's like we're paying attention but not paying attention because we're not picking up. It's like a phone. The phone rings. Okay, we can answer or we can leave it ring. When I'm connected and connecting with people, I feel it here. It's not like I know that I'm getting attacked, like psychic attacks, or like a lot of time, like if it's like sometimes it can feel like your head is on fire, or there's like a very not so nice feeling in it, because when you're getting the right energies coming in, then it's like a really calming feeling on the forehead, like a buzz, a high buzz. But when you're experiencing attacks, then it's more in it's well, it's not a good feeling. So you just return to sender. And in all honesty, nobody should be doing that. Because it's not. Well, it is what it is. It's what you want it to be, but it doesn't make it nice. And it's a matter of also figuring out, why are you throwing a psychic attack at someone? Maybe you're going by what someone else said about them, but you really don't know. So that's a lot, like I said, of my spiritual journey and how I see things for myself and what the spirituality of it means to me and how I feel it and experience it. And like I said, I'd love to hear your guys' stories, but they're not stories. So some would say stories, that's a myth. Okay. Well, myth means my truth. my truth, and I'm going to shout it from the hilltops. I'm the lioness, as you are. The lioness. Teriaske tuturi mantai. Tikushklean, tukulea pariata. It's after you start doing it, it gets much easier. But first is like when we say change is within ourselves. It's how we look at ourselves, how we look at the world around us, how we look at each other. Okay? The self, soul, spirit, heart, as a whole, and mind, because it's a whole. It all works together. Some may interfere sometimes. But it's a matter of figuring it out. And we can all do it. We just need more teachers and you are those teachers. You are those healers, light workers, star seeds. We're all a universal family, and it doesn't matter where we come from, what galaxy, universe, dimension, realm, timeline. We're all family. And I'm looking very forward to the universal family coming together, settling our differences, and having a big old celebration. I'm in need of a good shindig, a good jig, as some call it. Good dance. I just like, we all want to sing. It's like, put that right out there. That's gonna muskler skroy. Kenta na skroy. Ikuta la puturia sana sui la kule putuieska. Se nuina ni kobleta ile skuliata nukie se que tu prieta ese. Que uska ma skroy. Ni kitole mare. E pule ata se no ni tala kito de asi tota ya to ko ya shole me ko tu ye. Because que todo ya sina kito de leskle e kulia kupito na ya skne. Tu kuna mate ki tita kai te kutai te kulia e pule ala leskle adun e kre. So, be yourself. Okay? Be a misfit. If they say you're a misfit, be that misfit and be dang proud of it and wear it. So, be proud of who you are. Stand up and say, don't try to push yourself. Because the more you try to push, the more you're likely to push away. Okay? So if you want people understanding you for who you are, the way you are, don't push it on them. Let them come to it. Because there's people that aren't ready yet. But when they start seeing that it's not all bad, and when they say, okay, some people like, it's like, well, like, be curious about stuff. And you get some people that they'll say, like, well, curiosity killed the cat. Well, as I say, okay, in some cases, But curiosity can kill a human too. But curiosity actually sets the cat free. Curiosity can help anybody. So, Yaskuna Manayata? When did your spirituality start? And how has your experience been for you? Ganoi, sito dayatoy. Kilalo puriayas ko may sipituria satay. Kilo dore, ekobayayas ko miya. Victoria sato dayatay, teketore lo puriay. Shikayamakoy, ekomokoke askatoy. Kipituria sere. Teketun milkatoskale. Ekoskituria. Kipituria skere. Tu eskele monto kuriatai. Kiriatai. Sima kuriamayas que tu és, seria tu é, tu é, tu é, tu é, tu é, tu é, tu é. Porque tu és quando mata. Muske mais que e tu é sureta. Porque me conhecem e tu é a la cai, tu é essa, tu é você até escolhece que te tira. With all that being said, I want you to all be big, bold, and brave. Most importantly, be yourself. I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, and most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting to receive it. Always be strong, because I know you are. Never give up. Always keep going, and just remember, be kind to yourself and those around you. I love you all. I'm wishing you all a great weekend and an awesome equinox. Love you.